Alright, okay. Hello, hi. Um, Today is gonna be a sport day, um, and we're gonna do a few things. So, my plan for today is just to really spend some calm, comfy time in the creature editor and just make a bunch of animals just from real life. And we're gonna see how that goes. Um, and yeah, so my plan is first of all, I'm gonna have in the background some of my own self made music just as a little bit of background music. So let me just turn it a little bit up. Okay, you should still hear me very well over that. And we're gonna go right to the gameplay. Alright, so the first animal that I wanna do is a bee. I wanna make a bee because I love those. So let's try and make one of those. So first the body shape. I'm gonna try to get the segmented look that bees have with their fuzzy front parts here and then the big behind area back there, and then we're gonna I think we're gonna use part of an arm as the head, I think. So what I can do now is remove the hand and just select this so that I can put it over here, and I think that should mean we can make a nice head shape. And remove the arm for now. I will do the legs later. With the legs, that's gonna be its whole own kind of complicated story to get all of those details right, but for now I wanna worry about the head first of all. So what we're gonna do now is add a mouth, something like here, because they do have those mandible kind of things. And I want to put eyes on there as well. So there are some eyes that are very good. I think these will be fine if we scale them up a lot and put them here towards the front. And twist them like this, and then I wanna put something more on the top of the head. Not so spiky, just like a little bump here to put some more stuff between the eyes. Yeah, like this. Okay, perfect. So what I really want to get right is the fuzziness of this part here. So I want to make it look very hairy and kind of like that. So we're gonna use this part a few times. Oh, hello, hi. It's going well, thank you. I just basically came back from work And actually, you know, I wanted to start a little Sims stream, but unfortunately EA Games decided to update the game in a way that crashes my game, which really makes you wonder about the definition of the word update. Alright. Yeah, I think that I really like that part about bees, that they have this kind of fur collar look. I think that looks really awesome. I just love bees from a design standpoint. Yeah, no, the game just completely refuses to load my save. It goes directly into an exception. I mean, the thing is, I play Sims heavily modded, so it could be the case that EA Games is not at fault and maybe some of my mods are broken, but I don't know if that is really the case. That eye does not want to come with me. Okay. Hold on. Okay, that eye does move. But not like this. Okay, but it comes with me. Okay. So yeah, this is my attempt to create a bee. Obviously it's not gonna stay green like that. We're gonna take care of that. But first I wanna get the body right. So this is pretty much perfect in terms of wings. Recently I got such a good photograph of a bee, like never before. Like holy shit. I got it so clear that you can see the surface of the eye and you could see all the details on the wings, and I'm actually pretty proud of that. I'm gonna maybe not do that. No, we don't do that. Okay, so to the legs. So at some point Spore came up with a expansion pack called Creepy and Cute, which gives us a lot of these kinds of very spiky or insect looking parts, as well as some very cute like teddy bear looking parts. I think this looks very bee-like. Yeah, but smaller. Way smaller. So I don't know if I'm gonna get this completely right in the sense that, you know, normally bees have these kinds of orange pockets where they carry all the pollen on the legs. You know, like there's a big ball of orange on the behind legs. I don't know if I would be able to get that level of detail right. And the eye is gone wonky again. For some reason the eye really likes to bug out today. So hold on. Okay, now it is playing someone else's music. That was not the point. What I wanted to do was just play my own music in the background. So let me try again. Yeah, okay. This should work now. Alright, let's get 4 more of these legs. No. The whole leg, please. Yes. And spread them out like that. I want to make it even thinner, but I don't think it allows me to do that. It doesn't allow me to make thinner legs. Because realistically, I think the legs would look a lot thinner. But unfortunately, there's only so much that I can do. Maybe these feet will do better. Because they make it look a little bit more thin. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we're gonna turn you a little bit inwards. We're gonna move you up like this and more to the left, like so. And then the last pair of legs goes even further back, and it turns these feet backwards like this. So yeah, 6 legs, just like a bee should have. We're not even getting into any kind of trouble with the complexity, so that's cool. Technically I could try to hide a stinger back here. Like this maybe? No, maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. Then let's see how it looks in the paint mode. So obviously, again, I don't want it to be green. I would love it for it to be yellow as a base color, maybe, and then having dark brown stripes, if I can find that. There should be some very stripy looks over here. Okay, hold on, that's the detail layer. I want the code layer. Yeah, that's where we need to go. So maybe something like this in a very dark brown kind of color. No, maybe bigger stripes. But the color is definitely right, I think. Oops, that's the wrong section again. So maybe I need to switch between the base and the pattern color, or we'll just have it be like this and it will not look absolutely accurate. That's fine then. Okay. The detail layer. So let's see, maybe with this I can make the sac of pollen. Nah, it doesn't really look like that, does it? Maybe, however, I can try and add more brown in. I don't think that would be very wrong. I mean, it doesn't look exactly like a bee, but it looks pretty good. I would say, at least. I think I'm gonna also share all of the creations I'm gonna do today, so that you can play them in your own world if you want to. And I'm just gonna call this bee. Yeah, I think that works. I don't like how there's just a brown spot at the head over here. I don't think that looks very good, but whatever. I do like the pattern on the back, that's pretty good. So yeah, let's see how the children look, because the children, the thing with those is that they have a bigger head and bigger eyes, of course, so they look a little bit babyfied. Yeah, those eyes are so huge on them, holy shit. But yeah, that makes sense. Still, they look pretty nice. Yeah, I like it. I'm happy. Okay. So let's save those. And afterwards I will release it. And then we're gonna do the same thing, just with a whole bunch of other animals. So I think I'm gonna try... And the keyword is try to make an elephant. And I think that will be not so easy. So new creation, okay. That's not a bad base shape, to be honest. That's a good base shape for an elephant. So again, I think I wanna use an arm as a head. Preferably one with many joints this time. Remove the hand. And merge the symmetric parts together. Yep. Nice, okay. So we're gonna need this one to be big. Then it has a little bit of a gradially more rounded trunk, kind of like this. Yeah, I think that works. So we're gonna want big droopy ears, huge ears, and we're also gonna need a mouth. So I guess the elephant's mouth would be here under the head, but it's not gonna be very visible. We're gonna basically try to hide it in the arm part as much as possible. So that's what I will try now. Yeah, I think that works. And we're gonna put some eyes like this on here. Right. Do elephant eyes face forward or sidewards? That's a good question. We're gonna leave it like this. And it is very creepy how this mouth moves, actually. Maybe we're gonna change things up a little bit, and we're gonna just take this part of the trunk, remove you, put you back on top of here. Like this, and then put you over there. Okay, move again. Do the weird sideways move. No, right now it behaves well. It is odd though that the mouth bites through the trunk. That's not gonna happen. We're gonna make this head part a bit bigger. Alright. I'm gonna be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. So, the ears. That's gonna be difficult. So let's just see what we can do with the default ears. Can I make them droopy? I mean, this is just ears. Then like that. But that doesn't look big enough, to be honest, and I can't scale it up any higher. I can just make them droop more, which I don't want. Let's try with these here. So these are technically cat eyes, obviously, but if we make them point downwards and make them real big, it will look like nothing. Okay. So let's try the human ears. Okay. Okay. Bah, no. Maybe these eyes are not good enough. Maybe we don't go for realistic eyes and instead just go for a random cute look like this. Right, we still have a mouth. That works. It can bite and it doesn't clip through the head really. Let's make this a bit short. Wow, no, that still works. That still works. Yes. So we're gonna move the creature closer to the ground. Oh, the symmetry has some real problems today, I gotta say. Would maybe make sense to just restart the game at this point and just see if it can get fixed. But it's fine. Right. So let's get the body even lower. Right. Yeah, that's good. Move the feet forward a bit. Bring the knees up higher. And let's see if we can get some proper stompers like this. Yeah. I wanna move them down like that, yeah. Oh, you are stanced up really wide. We don't want that. You're gonna be stanced like this. And then copy those legs to the back. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong key. So we're gonna make those legs go a bit backwards. Right, that's good. Alright. Then I think we can put a little tail on the back. I don't know which part would be good for that though. I will try with this one. And get this bulby part as small as possible. Yeah, then have this turn the opposite direction and have it hang low to the ground. Alright. Maybe we can hide the gap of the tail. No, because it looks a little bit funky the way the base is clearly angled outwards. But I guess that's just how it's gonna have to be. Unless we can just put this here maybe. Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Alright. Let's just make it small like this and then big like this. That's just part of the tail. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm still not sure about the eyes though, cause like a realistic serious look was obviously not the right choice, but I think this is too cartoony. This is very haunting. No, actually, if we angle it like this and shrink it down a bit, that works, I think. So I'm also doing all of these animals really just from memory. So if an elephant looks completely different than this, then I'm sorry, that's just my stupid brain. And the styling for this is not really gonna be much complicated, I think. We're just gonna make it either basically completely brown or gray, I guess. So let's see. For a base, I guess something shiny like this would be good. And maybe we can get something kind of olive green, maybe. I know that's not the typical color of an elephant, but what if? And then we're gonna put something very gradienty on top, I think, and make it gray. So either this one, not in pink though, but in gray, or this one, and it would be gray on top. What else do we have? Well, this would be gradienty and shiny. I kind of want to make the elephant shiny. Alright, and then over here, this would go on the sides. Okay, so maybe a cyan gray for this. I think this doesn't look too bad. Yeah, we're gonna save it. And continue with the next one. Oh, okay, for some reason it locked me out. So I guess I'm gonna have to try and stay logged in. Okay, this worked. Yes, please share it. Okay, elephant is shared. Nice. So, what next? I kind of want to make a bet, but a cute one. Not really realistic this time. So, make it much shorter and make it a little bit skinnier like this. Alright. That's gonna be the base shape, I think. I don't think I like the default wings that are available, to be honest. I think these are the most bat-like per se. I'm not sure. I think I would rather make my own wings. And let's see how that works. So I would add this arm. Put them out like this. So give the bat like these claws over here and make them turn this way. So the bat has claws already, but not any wings. So I personally think that these ears here would make some pretty good bat wing details. So let me try to get those in. Yeah, I think that's just a much better bat wing, even though it's not technically a wing. Then we're gonna put one on this side as well. And make it smaller. And in the middle we're gonna put this part here, if I can place it correctly. Right. Can I put them more back so that they touch the other parts? I don't know, how does this look? A little bit too disassembled, I would say. So maybe not. Maybe this will be better. Even though it looks kind of like rocks. Oh, I think that works quite well, yeah. Then we're gonna put these on the bottom here. Like this. And then we're gonna make the head. So currently it's still mouthless, yeah. How does this look if you put it back here and then make it angle forwards? Bad. Okay, hold on. Okay, no, this doesn't work at all. Nope, nope, nope. Maybe I can put you just on the body like this. gonna give you a nose like this, because bats have those noses, I think. And some eyes. And last but not least, some big ears on top. So then I think some bats kind of have a fur collar thing as well, so maybe we can get some of that in. That angles downwards like this. Gets smaller towards the edge, like this. I think that's appropriately bat-like. And we're gonna name this creature Bat. I'm kind of not opposed to this purple kind of coloring. But let's see what else we have. So, I mean, obviously this is supposed to be very fleshy, but maybe... Nah, that's not it. What else do we have? Oh, this one could be cool. I think I want to give it another detailed color though. So we're gonna put this here and make it... I know, again, this is not realistic, but maybe just completely bright pink with those highlighty parts. I think that looks pretty good. Technically, you know, realistically again, I could also give the bat some legs. I think it looks good and recognizable as it is though. So let's see. I want to see on this one how the babies look. Alright, they're cute, yeah. Alright, so I guess that's the third animal for today. The animation, I mean, it's just floating mid-air, which kind of makes sense for a bat. Jesus Christ, it cannot move for the life of it. Let's get rid of the babies, or at least of most of them. Yeah. Yeah, I think that looks okay. So again, save and publish. Is okay, maybe I'm just not gonna keep publishing them again if it asks me for the password every time. Then I'm gonna publish them all later, I guess. So next one. I guess something we could do, especially with this shape, if it already gives us that out of the box, is we gotta do a kangaroo. Just make it a bit more chunky in this area and tail a bit longer and maybe a bit more well rounded off. So more thick towards the base and more thin towards the edge, like this. Yeah, and then we're gonna put the tail flat on the ground, like so. Yeah. Then we're gonna need some muscular legs, something like this. Put them at the top here so that I can make the muscles really stand out. Right, and kangaroos have very flat feet, I suppose. Maybe very long feet and flat feet, I guess, both. So if we make these long, but then shrink them, I think that looks like something. So then a head shape. Is there a way to make this work? Let's see. So I guess something that's not terribly fitting is this one, but then it's too spiky again. Maybe this, if we can make the snoot longer. Like this, and then... I don't know if I like it. But I guess that's the best we can do, I think. Alright. Some eyes. Since the head is pretty small, I don't think we have much space for detail, and we're just gonna go for little button eyes. Right. Then some ears on the top. So... got, again, I think just the cat ears, or maybe these ears, maybe like this, and put them back a little like that. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so I'm not sure how to make the pouch really. Could work with this part here if we just angle it downwards, but I would love it to get more curvy actually. Let's see if we can maybe make it happen with more of these parts together, like that. So yeah, that could work. Oh, I could do something really cute. I could put a baby kangaroo inside of the pouch. That would work for sure. I just need to make some fake arms again. Put this kangaroo here like this. Put it down more. Erase the arms again. Then put some eyes on the baby as well. And put some ears on as well. Yeah, it just looks like a tiny baby kangaroo in there. Let's see if it animates well as well. Okay, the bite animation makes the baby kind of go through the pouch, but that's the only one that I find. Okay, the sprinting as well. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to accept that, I guess. because I'm leaving it like that. Then let's add some deceitfully tiny arms, because for some reason kangaroos are just really powerful creatures, but their arms to me always look kind of weak. I'm not even sure if we're gonna change away from the default hands. I think the default hands do a pretty good job here. I'm just gonna make them hang down, because I think that's kind of the typical kangaroo pose, you know, where you put your arms up and let your hands fall down. Let's see. No, I think those are the best hands, really. Okay, maybe these will do as well. Yeah, that's fine. So does this look good? Let's see. Pose for me. Do the graspers animation. Okay, that looks well. Looks good. Okay. So then again, just the coloring is left, I guess. Let's name it kangaroo. And let's go for something kind of orangey. Maybe we can get the base to look a little less yellow. That would be good. Yeah, I think that's good. Maybe, I mean, again, that's not properly realistic again, but we could add these details on the side, on their arms and legs and stuff. But we're gonna have to change the color, of course, so maybe yellow looks good. I'm not sure that's that. Maybe this one. Maybe these zigzaggy lines. Those look like arteries, to be honest, and veins that are popping out. Maybe this really subtle detail layer. Oh, it looks a little bit like scratches. Yeah, I think I like that. So, save it again. And kangaroo saved. Nice. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna do something maybe a little bit cursed. Cause the thing is, this creature already contains its own baby. So the babies are also gonna contain babies of the babies. Yeah, okay, so the adult version of the baby version looks good, but the baby version of the baby version has the eyes too close together. Alright, okay, make the babies disappear. I'm gonna try some dancing, cause I wanna see it hop around. I think the pouch came out really well. So let's do the hippity hop. Alright, and there's also a sumo stomp somewhere. Angry, swoon, sad, raver punch, walk in place, hippity hop, sumo, there it is. Yeah, big bad guy. Nice, okay, yeah. That works, I like it. Next one. So I'm thinking maybe you do something a little bit very different now and go for a fish. So I think that's not something that I've ever really done. So it's gonna be exciting for me. So it's gonna be a creature completely without any legs and arms, obviously. Oh, that's a good fish head. Perfect. Yeah, tilted perfectly like this, that's nice. I hope the coloring really works well with this head. And I'm gonna move it up a little and angle it downwards again. And also this is not quite correct. I think it should be more like this, I guess. I don't know. It's just, how do you get the body shape of a fish, honestly? Okay, yeah, that's good. So I guess I'm gonna lean into the scariness a little bit here and try and make it very aggressive looking and spiky. So we're gonna use a lot of this part, and we're gonna copy it a few times. For over here, make it smaller and turn it more backwards. And once again, and again smaller. And then one last time, I think, for here. Alright. So we're gonna make some fins. Now obviously, maybe we're gonna put them here and angle them forward. Right, so like this. Maybe we can use this kind of thing as the gills of the fish. So if we make it like that, all right. Then we're gonna also go for the creepy and cute parts for the eyes. I guess these are supposed to be alien eyes, but I I think they could work as well as fish eyes, to be honest. Like this. Yeah, I think that works nicely. Then we're just gonna go for the back fin. The one just over here. I mean, that looks too sharky. I don't want it to look sharky. I want it to look like just any old fin. No, we cannot get that looking non-sharky. Maybe I need to use these. So put them like so. Like so. Yeah, I guess that works. Make it a little bit taller, like this, and put it more towards the front. And make it only... I guess there is an... No, hold on, that's the wrong one. There's an asymmetry shortcut as well. So I think we're gonna make use of that now. Now it is an asymmetric part. Now it doesn't copy itself to the other side anymore. Now it's like this. I think that looks awesome. Okay. So I think we're gonna call this Spooky Fish. I guess what we really want to do is go for a creepy kind of paint. Oh wait, that one is actually really good because it's so flashy and shiny. So, but I do want to make it a grayish purple, like this. Right, you can see still some of the flashiness. I think that's really good. But we're gonna add a lot more flashiness to it. So here we have, for example, this coat layer. If we make that a bright red, that's not bad, but maybe we can try this one. No, that's just normal looking. What is this? This is some a little bit like cracks on the top, but it's not very easy to see. This one is just a bunch of spots. This one is a bunch of stripes on the belly. That could be good. There's also a detail layer then that has like veins and arteries and stuff. But let's see what else we got for the coating first. Oh, that could be good. Still a bit indecisive. Maybe this one. Okay, yeah, this one it is. And then I think we go for the veiny one for this one. with the default colors. Oh, but actually this gray looks sick as well. Hold on, how does it look in a dark red? Okay, that's not a dark red. And not good is the answer. Huh. I think the purple bluish thing is just disappearing too much. So let's see what it does with green. Okay, it makes it green. I actually did not suspect that. The yellow looks bad. No, that's not it. Maybe it really has to be red, I guess. But then the purple just doesn't work as well. Oh, how about this detail? Okay, that just looks like it has been injured. That's not the thing. How does it look in the default color? Well, I think it's supposed to look a little bit like wounds, like flesh wounds or something, but it doesn't, is the thing. Difficult, not that easy. These are just some splotches of blue. Not a big fan. How about this? No. Oh, these are good, yes, but we make them dark. Like this. Yeah, now it looks good. Yeah, I think that is a spooky fish. But the thing is, limbless creatures don't animate so well in Spore. They kind of just crawl around like... not like a snake even. I mean, it looks like this, you know. That's how it looks. Yeah. But design-wise, I like it. Again, the animation's not so good, but whatever. Save that and on to the next one. So, what do we do this time? I'm thinking I want to try a bird. And particularly I want to try a toucan. From memory though, so I will not look up how it actually looks, and I might be very wrong about this. I might be completely wrong about this. I just want to drag the spine, please. Yeah, like that. Okay. So, I think we start with the mouth and go for this one and make it larger. And make it big. Yeah, like that. Angle it downwards again. No, actually we make it not so top heavy. Yeah. Alright, so we wanna get some tail feathers. I'm thinking, well, the thing is, of course, there are these feather parts here, but I don't think that will look too good. I think they are too sparse in a way. They are not solid enough, not filled enough, because there's a lot of air between those strands of the feather. So I don't think it will be that one. We could use these leaves here, these leaf-shaped, tree-leaf-shaped parts. Can we make them bigger? No. Well, yeah, like this, I guess. Then I'll add some more, and go more outward and make them smaller, like so. We're gonna add legs, but we're gonna put the body downwards like this, and I'm gonna remove the feet, cause the thing is I want the legs to be shorter and I want them to be just kind of hanging in the air, not like that. Okay, and more in. No, not so much backwards, please. No, why are you doing this to me? Like so, and then like so, but not so much forward, please. 3D stuff, I guess. These are typical 3D problems. Okay, I guess we have to move you backwards a little bit for this to work. You go here, and you go here. No, not that much. Maybe like this. Alright, maybe I need to move you forward, and then you can go like that. Yeah, I think that will do. Then we're gonna add some fake feet. Yeah, for the reason, again, that I want the feet to just hover in the air. So, fake feet it is. Then I think we're gonna use these horns here for like a little bit of a bent back claw here. Okay, so the toucan's eyes. That's not quite it, no. Let's see, maybe these were better after all. Yeah, that is actually the one that we're gonna use. Yeah. I guess what I'm just realizing is that this doesn't look so much like a toucan and more like an Archaeopteryx. But that's fine. I'm gonna also... Well, the thing is, again, we have some beautiful bird wings here that I can just plop down on this creature. And I could call it a day at that point and say, yeah, these are the wings. But I don't want that. I want to kind of be able to pose them more freely. I mean, this is not bad, this angle actually. Maybe we'll save a version of this bird with the wings like this. Bird V1. And save it like that. And then we're gonna make our own wings. So I think we're gonna make our own wings out of this arm here. Put it there. Angle it like this. And remove the hand. Then we're gonna bring this back a little bit. Yeah, that's a good pose, I think, for the wing. So what I could do again is use these leaves as feathers. I think I want to use fins as feathers for the wings. That is a little bit of tricky stuff, I guess. Like, not the most obvious choice. We're also gonna have to pay attention that we don't run into complexity issues, because that could happen now, because we are gonna use quite some of these fins for this. Yeah, we are now starting to run into complexity stuff. So let me just fix that last feather here, and I think the good thing is that we're essentially done with that now, and we don't need any more. Yeah, I think that looks like a good wing, honestly. I think I liked it more than the original one. This means, however, of course, that it doesn't have the actual fly ability, but hey, at least it can jump, like this. And it might, again, animate weirdly, because neither the actual wings nor the actual legs are real wings or legs. Okay. Just testing through the animations again. Alright. Yeah, what can I say? It's a bird. And this is gonna be bird V2. And we're gonna save it. Save new, please. Alright, back to paint mode. I think for this one we could just go with the most colorful of stuff. So this one looks a little bit feathery, I find, but we wanna make the base be this blue. Do we have a more feathery looking one? Let's just see. Oh, this one could be good. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay. What else do we have? No, I think none of the others are as good. Maybe this one? I do actually not like it as much, so we'll undo that. So, maybe we could go for a... No, that is too dark actually. We're gonna need something brighter. I want something on the legs though. So maybe like this. I mean, that doesn't look very feathery is the problem. It looks like scales, which is not the point. Maybe this? Okay, could work. Maybe this? No, I don't like it. Maybe this. But again, I want something on the legs, so that's not gonna do it. How does this look? Too flashy, actually, yeah. I think the best might just be the scaly looking one, even though it's scaly looking. But it just has a nice little pattern on these arms over here as well. I don't know, it looks a bit shiny. I think that's gonna be the one. Then the detail layer again. Let's see how this looks. Okay, so we could go maybe for a completely dark blue over here. Maybe more blue and less gray, but then it's not dark enough. Maybe pink. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the one. Maybe a little bit whiter though. I'm not happy with this scaly looking stuff. No, no, no. I don't allow it. Maybe we just don't actually need that pattern on the... Wait. Oh yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. That looks very feathery actually. Yeah. Maybe, however, something less saturated. And maybe we will make the detail not pink but purple, so that it goes better with the blue. And is kind of an in-between between the blue and the red, but brighter. Like this maybe? Yeah, yep, that's the one. That's the one. Save it. Replace it. Okay, that's saved. Let's see what we've done so far. So, it started today with the bee. Possibly the best one of today. I just wish there was a better paint for the bee. But whatever, it is what it is. I like the fur color of it, that's nice. Then we had, I think, not such a big success, the elephant. I don't know, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Like, you're not gonna be weirded out by this, I think. Then we have the purple-pink bat, which we made just a little bit cartoony, cause that was fun to do. Then we have this one I'm actually pretty proud of, the kangaroo, with the baby kangaroo. We have the spooky fish. And the two bird versions, where the first one is has just not been recolored at all, it's just the default paint. And the second one looks honestly kind of cool. I like it. Yeah, let's see how the jump looks again. Nice. Okay, I will actually also go to test drive this real quick, because I want to see. Well, it's kind of just... okay, it's moving with its tail. That's funny. But that's just what happens when you give your creature no real legs. I guess that was to be expected. But the individual feathers of the wing kind of animate nicely. I think that gives it a nice bounciness. The way those feathers shake like that. Okay, sit surprisingly works. It finally puts its legs on the ground. And then we have punch. Punch is not with your mouth usually, but sure. Okay. So you go run now. This is how this creature looks sprinting. I don't want to think another second about this. But yeah. That's the animal so far. I'm thinking what I could do next. Yeah, let's just keep going with a few more animals, I think. So I guess you would expect that an easy one to get out of the way would be a snake, because you just need the spine essentially. But the problem then is, okay, let's try this out. So the problem is that I can only really make the snake then go curve up and down and not sideways. So like I could have basically a crawling worm, but that wouldn't move like a snake would, is the thing at all. And it wouldn't really look like a snake, because no snake goes up like that. They just crawl on the floor. So what I'm thinking instead is something completely different. We just have 2 parts spine and try to make the rest of the body with arms. And then we can pose them using the asymmetry tool thing. Because now I can put some stuff like this. Then I could press A, which makes it go asymmetric. And move this over here, I suppose, and make it bigger. And maybe this one for the back. So, because this one has 4 joints, which I think makes it better. Whoop. Let's bring all of these together into one single arm. And then I can pose that stuff. So first of all, again, make it that is not the asymmetry button, that it is. Okay. Yeah, I think I can pose these better now, so like this maybe even. Okay, I think we need to make it wider so to hide the body. Maybe this is just gonna be the worst creature of today, but for the good reason of this just being not something you are meant to do. Sometimes games just are like that and they don't let you do things you want. So if I were to move around with that, how would it look? Okay, it would move with its front arm, mostly. Can I add some very tiny feet that are just essentially blobs? Yeah, like this one. That one. That could be actually the snake mouth. The snake head. Wait, that's the back. Let's do it like that. And let's make it longer. Yeah, this is gonna be terrible, but whatever. We're here to have fun. And that's gonna be the head. And now let's see how it moves. Yeah, that's a little bit like snake-like movement. Again, okay, not backwards. Backwards it's terrible, but forwards it kind of works. Alright, well... The thing about science is you need to do it. That is a snake mouth. Wait, that's the back again. This is the front. Hold on. What if I make you really tiny? Yeah, that's good, okay. But this thing here should be big. Alright. So like this. Have a better foot for the back. Okay, this could kind of be a rattlesnake tail, actually. Like so. That kind of looks like it. Let's see how it moves now with the head. It moves badly. Oh god, this is one of the worst creations I've ever done in any game. Okay. I'm gonna give you eyes. These are perfect. Okay, you're a bit, as they said in the good old times, derpy. Yeah, you belong far more back, actually, like that. And then move this forward again. Right, that's somewhat good. I think there's just no saving this. Okay, what if we name this... Okay, first let's go into paint mode and then let's name it a snake. But we are instead then actually gonna go for a completely non-realistic, just monstrous disaster creature, intentionally. So let's give it some snake-like patterns and stuff. And we need something that really goes on the legs and arms now, cause the whole body is arms and legs. Maybe this will do. Okay. That sort of does a job. I wouldn't say it does that job, but it does a job. Okay. How would this look? Bad. Sometimes the answer is just simple, I guess. Okay, let's go back for that one. And then maybe if we add something like that. No, this is not visible on the arms at all. This is just a bit visible. Not to my liking. That's good though. That's very good. If we get it in yellow, how does it look? I would say reasonably snake-like. So let's name it Snake for now. Alright. No, actually, let's name it Snake Mistake. Cause it rhymes and it's true. And now we're gonna do essentially the same thing but different. So this time we're gonna have long droopy body. Like so. Okay, like that. And we're gonna make it, I think, not spooky in the traditional sense, but definitely in a sense. So I'm gonna have these long spaghetti limbs with these starfoot feet. Oh my god. So let's move that also forward, because we're gonna have it be a three-legged creature with... Now we are gonna go with asymmetry again. So move this forward and outward, and you like here. Then we're gonna duplicate this whole leg and make it go here. So it is three-legged now, tripedal I guess. I'm gonna move you outward a little bit as well. Yeah, then let's see how it walks. Oh god, the paint looks really crazy on this. Okay, I like it, I like it. Very buttery smooth on the curves. Yeah, that's cool. We're also gonna add some arms. Also again, the big noodly ones. These here. But again, as thin as can be. And we're gonna have them go upward like so and forward. And we're gonna make it asymmetric again, cause I can. Cause I think that just adds to the spookiness of it all. Alright, maybe a little bit more down, like so. Okay, hands. do I have hands such as the feet? I mean, those are a little bit like them. They are definitely spooky. Now let's go for a mouth, and I mean this one is just right out of the base game, very spooky to begin with. Yeah, I like it. No, let's keep it like so. Yeah, like so. Eyes. The thing is, you don't have to use eyes in Spore, and I'm thinking this creature might be better without eyes. That will, however, make it blind in-game. That's a real thing. Like, if you play as a blind creature, you just hardly see anything. You see a little bit, so you're not completely blind. Oh, I could add these as a tail, eyes as a tail. That is insane, actually. So I think this creature is actually quite good. Like, in the sense that it doesn't look beautiful, it looks spooky. But like not bad, it doesn't look like just something kind of creation. It looks like it has purpose. And its purpose is to be spooky. And to be honest, I don't think any more accessories that I could add would add anything to this creature. I think the simple structuriness of it is really what makes it. Okay, one thing I could do is put these particular protrusions on the top here. That is fine. Because it's already at the spot where all of the limbs meet. And it kind of looks like it works. I'm gonna call it Spooktacular. And we're gonna maybe improve it even in the paint mode. I mean, it already looks pretty good like this. I wanna maybe save two versions of it. One with this paint job. So save new. And then one with a new one. So let's just go for the complete base game normal paint job first. And then customize it from there. So base. What kind of color would this be the spookiest in? I don't think that black is the answer. I think it might be a poisonous green color. But I'm not sure. Oh, maybe the flashy look would go really well here. Yeah, maybe just red and meaty. Yeah, I think I like that concept. And some boniness over here. Does that work? Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, okay. Then detail. Let's try out again the veiny stuff. But I think it's just not gonna show up against the background. Yeah, I was afraid so. Maybe this one? No, that's not it. Oh, we could go for the stitches this time actually. But they don't show up at all anywhere. Okay. Okay. What's up with that one? That's just the spots again. Maybe these tentacle suckers kind of thing. Oh, I love it, yes. Perfect. But we're gonna do that in dark red. Okay, darker red. That's not it. Maybe this. That's two disappearing against the background. That works. Yeah, it definitely looks like something that broke out of some laboratory kind of thing. Not gonna lie, I kind of love it. Okay, so we're gonna save this as the new other version. Save new. And we're gonna test drive this to see how it moves now with eyes and... Oh god, it's so unique. Oh god damn it. That's just creepy as fuck. Perfect. Okay. Let's look at your babies. You know, they do kind of remind me a little bit of the Hellion creatures in Magic the Gathering. With their frontal mouth and their... I don't even know how to call these appendages. Snaky bodies. I wanna see you dance. You don't wanna dance? No, you wanna dance. Nice. Imagine you look outside the window and you see this. Alright, yeah. That's the Spooktacular. Okay. So... I think that's gonna be enough anyway for today. And that it's time to get dinner now. So we're gonna end on the Spookticles. Alright. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Then I'm gonna end stream. Ba-bam. So let's see. Okie dokie. Then goodbye until next time.